Hey everybody, Max Keller here, Save Your Home Buyers, Save Your Publishing House. You may have seen some of my other videos, where I teach people kind of a creative way to market for motivated sellers and private lenders. And I want to ask you a question. What do you guys do right now in your business when a motivated seller is resisting your offer? What do you do? Because if somebody is resisting your offer, it makes the sales process basically just drags it out. I've been to a lot of homes, and maybe you can relate to this, where I'm literally going through the offer with the motivated seller, and we're talking about what their house would be worth fixed up, what it would cost to actually repair it, and they're just arguing with me. Have you ever had that happen to you? They're literally like, what? What do you mean 200K for my house? Sally down the street got $350. And it's well, yeah, but her house is twice as big and it's fully fixed up, and yours is in a total quagmire. You have one bathroom that barely works, right? But it's really hard to say that. And so it's resisting and resisting. And if you're watching this, you're an experienced real estate investor, to the penny, what the houses go for, everything about the neighborhood, how much the construction cost is going to be, what your profit needs to be, all those numbers. And somebody who doesn't know a lot about it, who's, maybe been in their house 30 or 40 years and just doesn't know, is arguing with you. And it can be really frustrating. And one of the things it can lead to is just slow deals. And literally, it's constant selling, and they're never really trusting you. And that's really what it is. We found that, marketing is really all about trust. And when somebody trusts you and sees you as the expert or the authority, they don't question you. You have what we call prescription or prescriptive power. Think about when you go to your doctor. You go to the doctor, you have some big time needs, and they write you a prescription. Do you start arguing with them? I hope not. And if you're going to a good doctor, that's the whole reason you went there. And so what can we do as home buyers to be seen as the doctor, right? The real estate investor doctors. And one of the things that we do in our community, and my students, is we educate them, and we help I think the best way to say it is we help the motivated seller. We give them a lot of choices, and then we let them decide on their own. And I'll give you a perfect example. A gentleman who's in my local market, he reached out to me. He's a business owner, and he knew that I bought houses, but he didn't know that I had written a book. And so he said that his mom was in a rehab facility, and they didn't know what they wanted to do at the house, but they thought what they wanted to do. They said they didn't know if she would move back or not, which is a normal thing. Normally when there's an incident or somebody's in rehab, it could be 6 to 12 months before they really know. And so they're kind of in a holding pattern at that point. They're working on the house, and they're under a lot of stress and a lot of pressure. There's a house situation going on, and then there's also a health situation. So I was empathizing with him, and I told him, I said, well, have you gotten a copy of our newest book? And he's like, no, I didn't know you wrote a book. And so I did. I wrote a book. If you know me and you've seen me online, the first book that I wrote was teaching senior homeowners and their adult children what to do with just stuff that goes on during that time of the life, right? And so I gave him a copy of the book, and I gave him a copy of my workbook, because initially he wanted to flip the house. He had his mind 99% made up. He's like, yeah, I'm handy. He works at a mechanic shop, and he goes, I'm gonna go on the weekends, fix up the house, because we're gonna make a lot of money doing that, right? But as well as I, fixing up houses is difficult. It takes a lot of time. If you're not doing it professionally, it can be really, really slow. And there's so many variables and so many unknowns. So I knew 99% sure that was not going to be the best route, for my seller. And he was a friend of mine too. So I really, really wanted to hook him up. But if I went to him and said, hey, that is not going to be the way to go for you at all. You're going to net out the same money, maybe less, and for all these reasons. It's they just wouldn't believe me, even though we've known each other a long time. Sometimes it's actually worse when you know the person really well. So what I did instead was I gave him a copy of my book, gave him the workbook. I let him read it. I let him decide. And then when he came back to me a couple weeks later, every time I'm working with somebody, I give him my book, and then I give it out to him, and I just say, hey, how long will it take for you to finish it? If I give somebody a book, I say, if I give you a book for free, I normally charge for it, will you read it? And they're like, yes. Okay, how long will it take? And they're like, 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, I'll call you in 2 weeks, and we'll talk about the book. And they're like, okay, and that's the accountability piece. So he gets done with the book and he goes, man, like I was reading the book and it felt like exactly what was going on with my family is like was in your book. And after reading, I've got it right here. So this is the workbook right here. And he said after reading page 44, this, I know you can't see it that good, but it breaks down like the major systems. And it's like roof, foundation, plumbing, electrical, and HVAC. And a lot of folks don't know how much this stuff costs or how long it lasts. But I mean, we do because we're rehabbing houses. So, I put on here, what year was it installed? How old is the current system? And then there's a lifespan of how long this stuff lasts. How many years are left? These are the estimated costs. These are all big numbers. These are 4 and 5 figure deals, expenses. And then I put all the items that need to be replaced. And so when my motivated seller read this, and then they read the stuff that was in the book about, sewer pipe leaks and, old electrical and all the stuff that as a home buyer, they were like, whoa, shut the front door. Like, I don't think I want to do that anymore. And that's exactly what happened. He goes, hey, I read the book, changed my mind. I don't want to flip the house anymore. I just want to sell it to you. So I went over to the house. I made him a fair offer. It was a win-win. I was the only person there. It was another exclusive deal because we're positioned as the educator. So if somebody is resisting your offers and it's taking way too long to close deals and you're literally just stressed out because people aren't doing anything and they're resisting, how do you build the trust? And we find that the fastest way to do it is through education. So whether you get into a book or if you write an ebook or do a video, but whatever it is, if you educate around the problem, our students have seen huge gains. So I hope that helps. I hope that gives you some ideas when you're getting resistance to your offers. Check out our other videos, and if you like it, awesome, man. And girl, talk soon. Later. Bye.